Hey there, quilty people. It's Sudre, or Susan, from Board Zombie. I was going to tell you about my vinyl projects today and something I tinkered with, learning how to use it and kind of some ideas of what you might do with it going ahead. I find it much easier to talk on the video rather than doing all the writing, so hopefully you find it easier to watch. We'll give it a whirl and see how it goes. So, vinyl. So I started this vinyl with my Bowser cosplay. I had come across it at a sewing event that, I'd heard of it before. It wasn't this foreign material to me, but it's the first time I'd seen it used. And I thought, oh my god, it's so glittery. I love all things that bling. So blingier is better. So I went ahead and bought some. I will tell you, I paid way too much for it. I can't, what you're looking at here is two arms of the Bowser costume. One of them uses the fancy high price vinyl. One of them uses the not so fancy not so high priced vinyl. I can tell the difference between them because this is the first time I had ever used vinyl and I didn't do a very good job melting it. So I've got this like kind of folding thing going on. So I know this was the fancy one, first one I bought, because I made a mistake. Otherwise, boy, these guys are the same. If anything, I would say this one is a richer, nicer black. And this one is definitely the lower end on the price spectrum. I don't know if it's lower end vinyl or not. I don't know enough about the stuff to know what makes it special and what doesn't. So vinyl comes on a roll like this. Looks like that. It's got a very shiny side like this, and then this matte sticky side like that. This is where you guys are going to see what I don't know. I don't know anything about the circuit cutter industry, but I think that's who commonly uses this stuff, and it, goes into the cutter and comes out the other side cut in perfect little pieces. So you can get effects like what I have on the collar here. It says The King. Now, I don't have a vinyl cutter. I really don't need any more equipment in my house. I think I've really overdone it. Maybe one day I'll take you a tour on all the machines, but I have plenty. So I just cut mine with scissors. I didn't really even mess with getting perfect cuts. None of this is perfect. This is all, hand-drawn, hand-cut. So it definitely does not have that machined look. If you wanted the machine look, the thing to do, I assume, would be to get the machine. So after I had tinkered with it some, I was like, this stuff's got potential. What could I do with it? And so I was looking at it and playing with it. I ordered some of the cheap stuff on Amazon because I ran out the expensive stuff. But you get very little for the price, I'll tell you that. So, I ordered some and I was like, okay, what can I do? I know I can sew it because I have. It's not necessary, but it's got stay stitches in it. Because I just wanted to see if I could do it, and the answer is yes, it does sew. It sews beautifully, it holds fine, there's no issues there. So I know I could do that. I know it could probably be quilted. I know it could be pieced and a variety of other things. In the armpit here, it's sewn in the seam, so that wasn't a problem either. It worked just fine. So I was like, so what might I do with this? Now, of course, you could use it on a bag, you could use it straps or handles or any other kind of odds and ends. I decided to take one of my doodles, and this was just one of those things I had drawn and blew it up into a wall-size piece. And then, you could see you're going to have to see my dirty room. You ready? I'll show you my dirty room. Here we go. See on the design wall way over there? Way over there. I'm going to walk. There we go. So this is where I just used my magic Photoshop skills and made my drawing bigger. I did not use any vector tools or anything to make all the shapes perfect or beautifully well done or any kind of symmetry because it's hand drawn and I want it to look that way. Sammy says hello. Don't jump on me, Sam. Anyway, back to the piece. So the way this stuff works is you can cut it out. I will tell you, when it comes off the roll, you can see it is not my friend. It wants to bend and fold. If you hit it with a hot iron for like less than a second, no time at all, the glue won't melt, but it flattens out beautifully, and you suddenly have a flat piece of thing to work with instead of this thing that's constantly rolling up on you and not working in any way, shape, or form. So that's my advice there. Hit it with a hot iron. So I cut out my pieces, I fused them to my background, and then I went in and I went ahead and quilted it by doing a stitch right on the inside of this. And that's what the inside of each one of these pieces has, a like free motion quilting stitch. And that's what kind of gave it its edge. And then I don't know why I got so crazy and went in and did all this dense quilting in the background, but I did. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go vertical or horizontal, so I did both. That's what's wrong with me, y'all. You just discovered my problem. I can't make a decision, so I just do it all. The other thing I did with it was I used it on the binding. And to use it on the binding, I kind of cheated a little bit. And I made my 2.5-inch binding. And then I only fused the vinyl to 1.5 inches, I mean 1.25 inches of it. So it stops just before the seam line here. So it is caught in the seam line, but just barely. And then when it turns over, it just barely catches the seam. Can you see where it goes to regular fabric there? Okay, now, I will tell you that this binding is like senior crappy. It's about as crappy gets. Because when I put this vinyl on it, it immediately became hard to work with. So I did the best I could. So it definitely, it's not something you're going to hand stitch down. It definitely, the stay stitch is not right on the edge where it should be. It's somewhere in the middle. But it's going to hold it, and it looks cool on the front. Look at that. Shiny, 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 shiny. Would I do it again that way? No, probably not. There's a way that would make it work. I'm not sure what it is, but there is a way. The dogs. So anyway, that is my vinyl project. I have lots of other ideas of ways to use it that I think I've demonstrated to even myself can be done. So, Mabel. God, I love Mabel. So I hope you're looking forward to seeing those, because I'm surely looking forward to doing it. And as Mabel says, that's all I have to say about that. Bye, everybody.